Welcome to Daytime Buffalo, John Abrahams. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, so our viewers may be looking at you and go, I know that face from somewhere. So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about your illustrious background in
Oh,
television and film?
illustrious. Thank you. Uh, yeah, so I've been an actor for 28 years and moved into directing about 10 years ago. And you probably know my face, or better yet, my voice. A lot of people know me by my voice from Scary Movie, the first one, frequent collaborator with the Wayans family. I love them very much. Or I was Robert De Niro's son in Meet the Parents, or Dalton Chapman in House of Wax, or my very first film, the cult classic Kids. So,
You've
and
done a lot.
many others. Yeah, and many others, not to sound pompous.
No, this is your time to brag, okay? And
Thank you.
especially because you are using your career and expertise to give back to our Western New York community at the Actors Expo happening on August 26th. So tell me a little bit about what our viewers that may be coming out to participate in that expo might be seeing when they see you.
We're going to do some panels, and I think we're just going to talk about ways to break into the business or keep going in the business. I think I directed my first two movies in Buffalo, and my best friend Matthew Quinn is a lifelong born and raised resident of Buffalo, and I really appreciate the film commission and the film family that's there. And it's important to me to continue that so it can flourish. There's new stages being built. I think part of this will be tours of the new stages. And I expect that to bring even more business into Buffalo and, strengthen the film commission there. So,
Absolutely. You mentioned it, but obviously you started off with your acting career and then you also moved into the directorial side on the other side of the camera, which
mhm.
obviously just makes you more well rounded and more of an expert when it comes to this craft. Talk about some of your directorial um, features or things that you've done, especially I think you did your work as a director. That was one of the ones you did in Buffalo, correct?
Yeah, so to date, I've directed three feature films, and the first two we shot and made entirely in Buffalo for the most part. There were a couple days in New York City and Los Angeles, but
Hmm.
yeah, my first film, All at Once, which came out in 2018, was really a all-in Buffalo, film extravaganza. It was very scrappy, and that's how I like to work. Uh, I really have to thank Matthew Quinn for like putting the confidence in me to jump in and direct. And I think it really the credit is due to him for making it all come together in Buffalo. So yeah, and then my second film, Clover, which is a bit bigger of a movie and very different in its subject matter. We shot entirely in Buffalo, and we made it without a hitch. We didn't have to worry about snow, really. I think we might have had some snow, but we were able to get around it.
Oh,
And
you got lucky then.
yeah, totally, totally. So, because we were shooting in, around Thanksgiving time, so it starts to get cold. But that sort of lent its hand to the sort of tension field of the movie. So,
Now let's get back into this expo because I don't know about you, but I'm jealous of the opportunity that this is bringing to Western New York talent. I mean, don't you wish you had something like this when you were starting out, right?
yeah, for sure. I definitely used to go to like conventions and like, speaker things whenever I could if there were people that I was interested in that were speaking. And yeah, no, I think it's great. I think it's great. I think that opening up the talent pool in Buffalo where there's a lot of great creative artists is a great thing. So
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be a day. You can get your headshots done, hear from amazing people that have been in the business and veterans like yourself, and just
Yeah.
get kind of the one stop shop, whether you've already been in the business a little bit and need some more guidance, or if you are have an interest in it, right? This is the perfect place to be able to figure it
Yeah, I think Pete and Harry and Kyle are all going to make it very streamlined so that if you're an absolute beginner, you'll be able to pick up tips and kind of get situated very quickly and easily. And if you're, an intermediate person or even an advanced person, it's always good to like get some more information and maybe get some new headshots or whatever. So
out. Is there any piece of advice that you wish you knew when you were starting out your career?
try everything and anything. It's all a process and it's a lifelong career, right? It's like you don't want it to go straight up to the top because that just doesn't exist and that doesn't last. So be willing to do anything and everything. You're only going to learn from all that. So
All right.
that's the best advice I could give.
But shout out to you for coming to Buffalo and sharing your talents with our Western New York talent. Thank you so much for coming, and we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much for having me. And I look forward to seeing you all. And I look forward to meeting you in person. Let's have
Absolutely.
some fun, Buffalo. Come on.
Let's go.